Well,
So
he should be
Ropo.
arriving any time now. Come, Kagero. You fool.
And we continued the story of Kagero in Shadowverse.
Oh! What a boring age the world has fallen into. Left with nothing but these tiny, pathetic skirmishes. Are there no war fields or battlefronts?
A swing of his sword and the blood arcs into the air. Shisage glares at the gruesome sight he created, only to sign boredom. Then a rustling sound. Unconcerned, Tsukage remained still. He knew from the very moment that it made a noise. Whoever it may be, they were not the opponent he seeks.
You're that savage they're talking about!
How could you do such a thing? What the hell is it you want?
Tsukage turns to face the new visitors, the features compromising his face undeniably beautiful. Long lashes, bright pupils, yet his vulgar smile and abnormal aura surrounding him speaks to
I
the
want
contrary.
to battle to the death with him. I want to take his head off his neck and prove that I'm the real one.
What the hell are you talking about?
A trail of corpses. That is how he'll know my location. Just follow the scent of blood. Plus, he is a complete fool. He won't act unless circumstances demand it. Like stopping someone from being killed. That kind of nonsense. He needs to be backed into a corner, so that there is no place to escape but the battlefield. What a fool. We were created for battle. That is the sole reason for our existence.
Tsukage words become nothing more than rambling monologue. The yokais fail to find meaning in his words. Instead, their fists tremble with anger. They quiver with rage at the arrogant man who murdered many of their kin.
Enough! I can't take this anymore. I will have my revenge.
A grand statement, but turning them into reality is another matter.
Shut your mouth!
Nothing is more boring than cutting the weak. But you know what?
The yokai attack, but being fueled by purely by rage, they fail to even gaze their target. A sword drawn, a sword swung, a blade swang, body sliced.
The flowers of blood are beautiful nonetheless. How much longer until I get a taste of this with him, I wonder?
Tsukage's sword has once again bathed itself in blood, and it shines the reflection of a truly vulgar smile.
Even I'm still not used to this face yet.
The swordsman wipes the blood off his blade and begins to take sleeve when a scent, one he could never mistake, whiffs to his nose. A dense aroma of blood, heavy, thick.
What could this be? Perhaps someone the same kind as me?
Tsukage follows the scent, leading him to a curious man. The stain of countless slaughters linger around him, a truly appalling aroma, but despite this, the man expresses no murderous intent. Fascinated, Tsukage's mouth morphs into a twisted smile.
You there. What are you doing?
All right. I almost forgot.
Why are you here, all alone and forlorn?
This is a dead end.
A sensible conversation fails to establish between the two. However, Tsukage simply smiles nonchalantly, continues on.
Oh? Are you inebriated?
Your name is... what was it again?
Have we met before? Oddly, not a single scratch on you if we did. But no matter.
Tsukage's blade speeds through the air. The conscious man draws his own sword. At last, the man shows some energy of life.
My. So there are still some embers burning in you. Exactly what I had hoped.
No matter how many times the cycle repeats, you do not change one bit.
Of course. I am and can only be myself.
I approve.
What a coincidence. I do too. You're quite interesting, I must say. Allow me to test you out.
You are welcome to try.
The feel of my blade sliding through your flesh. It is fantastic. This marks the end. And this concludes the fight.
Splendid.
You truly are a strange one. You are so very much weak. So why then do you smell of blood?
Once the stain is set in, it cannot be removed.
Sorrow overtakes the man's face, regret, resignation, emotions that Tsukage cannot comprehend. To him, the smell of blood is a great honor, the proof of one's purpose. There is no sorrow in that.
Oh, you're hiding your true strength. You have but one life. You should give more thought to how you use it. Now is not the time to be holding back.
I remember now. Your name is Kikage.
My, where did you hear that name?
We have battled to the death many times before. I had learned your name then.
Tsukage researches through his memories, but nothing comes first in mind. Firstly, if they had battled to the death, it would not make sense how they both breathed
Why,
today.
I have no memory of that.
As for what you are, I do not recall.
Trying to understand the man's words is like trying to grab smoke. Impossible. It makes Tsukage want to kill him all the
I
more.
myself. A single blade is what I am. If you don't feel like fighting for real, that's fine. I've taken a liking to that scent of yours, so I'm feeling generous. What's your name? I'll put it on your gravestone.
Aluzad.
A lovely name it is. I'll make sure your death is just as exquisite.
Ah, right. Your blade.
My sword will guide you through the veil onto the red floral path. Behold, Art of Decay.
Was magnificent.
With his back and abdomen slashed, the man silently collapses onto the ground.
Beautiful. You blossomed beautifully. I must say, you were really something. You were the first to meet gazes with me before my strikes landed. Fascinating. Truly fascinating. I shall engrave your name here.
The tip of his sword weathers about lightly, etching letters into the ground, making a grave for the fallen
It was a
man.
pleasure. Now, that fool Kagero. It is about time he reaches me with a strength and resolve.
Without another care in the world, Tsukage heads for his destination to him. His newest victim is already a thing of the past. Time passes without a sound.
This is...
Kagero looks down at the corpse. The way the other men back and the arm are scarred, it is obvious who the culprit is. Having heard the stories, he should have been known what to expect. Tsukage must be stopped. Kagero recites this in his heart.
I'm sorry he did this to you.
Kagero crouches down to the close to the fallen man's eyes. In that moment, he notices something particular. Kagero's body, its mouth frozen, is in the shape of a particular smile. Was it on the facing side of the left? The man's right arm was stretched out, pointing to something half hidden by the name sketched onto the ground. Footprints. A person cut down from the front would lie facing up. A person cut back from the back would be lying down. Simple logic. Yet this body is facing to the left. Why?
Horizontal lines carved into their back and chest. And that's not all. I even saw bodies missing their arm.
Their arm?
Indeed. Left or right, but always one arm.
It is all coming together.
The way the body is positioned, the footprints it seems to be pointing to, and more importantly than anything, the raft. This technique was devised solely for the purpose of
I see the
Kagero.
secret behind his technique. Art of decay.
Kagero closes the body eyes and stands up. Now confident in suspicion, he walks on to find his fated opponent. He repeats this in his heart, the name that was sketched into the ground.
Alizard, it is thanks to you that I am now prepared. I will slay him without fail. May you rest in peace.
It flows red, brimming with the force of life. It colors the battlefield a sickening shade of rogue. It sticks everywhere, warm and vicious. It is all this remains of the countless lives lost. Fresh blood, the smell of which enshrouds all. Yokai sense it, as do the dragon newts. Werewolves, they... The members of their kind have been slain. They hunger for vengeance, but now they're drawn near the scene of the crime. No creature of reason could withstand the stench of so much blood. Only two can willingly stand in a place such as this. The culprit himself and his mortal enemy. Tsukage's mouth transforms into a crescent. His mouth a bottomless black pit, teeth an airy shade of white.
Finally. You finally made it.
The sword in his hand quivers. He let out a sharp breath, struggling to keep his acceleration under control.
I've kept you waiting.
Kagero skulls. His porcelain smooth skin trembles faintly.
I'm here to take you down.
His drawn sword trembles. Fear hangs thick in
That
the air.
face of yours is looking finer than before. Perhaps the bait I scattered around worked.
Bait? You would call life bait?
I would indeed. I get to enjoy the pleasure of killing and witness you sharpened by the sight of corpses. That's the thing about life. It exists to be snatched away.
Tsukage, crackling, is callous and sadistic. The victim of this abuse simply grimaces and speaks. His voice tings.
I've
with
remembered a
bitterness.
little about what you are and about what I am.
Oh?
I've stopped you and your cruelties. I've thought you must be slayed. I am your enemy. You could not be more wrong in what you are doing. Life deserves to be respected. Tell me just one thing. Why do you wish to challenge me so badly?
Allow me to correct your words. You cannot kill me. There will be no challenge taking place. You're asking why, but isn't it obvious? Let's talk about you instead. How's that memory of yours? Have you recalled much?
Memories of my past remain blurred.
A pity. Though I'm probably the one that took them.
What do you mean?
It means exactly what it sounds like.
I understand now. You're just an indiscriminate murderer.
The very same could be said about you.
There is just one thing that I do not understand about you. You have great skill at your disposal. Why not use it for justice?
What now?
Art of decay. Right now, it is a terrible, sinister technique. However, if utilized in the right way, it could save lives. Tsukage, why did you fall to the dark side?
You really have no idea. Why did you fall to the dark side? I didn't fall. I am the dark side. Save lives. What a joke. An utterly laughable joke. You understand nothing. Nothing at all. part of decay severs lives, not saves them. The blade exists to split you and I apart.
I do not understand the meaning of your words.
Well, then I'll spell it out for you, Kagero. Listen close. You are me.
What are you saying?
You still can't figure it out? How many times do I need to repeat myself? You are me.
That is precisely what I do not understand.
Wrong again, fool. You're just refusing to accept the truth. You and I were spirits who dwell in swords. Vengeful souls that have no form of our own. A single sword held us both. I inhabited the blade, and you the sheath. We were two souls sharing one body. But I don't need, nor do I want anyone else around. No.
That cannot.
You can turn away from the truth, but it will still be there. We fought over and over. All the battles we had in the spirit world. Whichever of us won would gain control of our body. And I hated when you were the victor. One day, I could no longer stand it. So we dueled to the death. Now, there are two of us. Blade and sheath as two separate entities. I received this body, this face. I had to learn how to move and walk again. But the body you have is the original.
Lies! None of this can be true!
Your head is as rigid as your moves! A fool even amongst fools! Listen well. Why do you believe your sword cannot be used to kill? Because you're the sheath. Why does your body reek of blood? Because I've killed using that very same body.
No! These hands have never killed any.
Are you so sure about that? Perhaps your mind has forgotten, but I bet your body can recall every last slice. Go ahead, recall that sensation. It's still there. I know it. In your palms, in your arms. I cut the werewolf down as he fled. I killed the dragonute as he begged. And I turned my back on the yokai.
But that cannot be. With these hands?
With those very hands, you spilled an ocean of blood.
And we'll finish this up next time. Like always, just like, comment, and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Alright, see ya.